Hi, Janet with Heather Canyon, and yesterday we started to shape a cabochon from Koroit Boulder Opal, and today we are going to look at polishing it. So this is the opal that we were working on, and you can see some of the opal in it. A little bit hard to see some of it, and this is the one that I cracked. So mostly for demonstration, and I'm going to continue using the Dremel. At this point we could switch to a cabbing machine, but I know that not everybody has a cabbing machine, so I'm going to show you a technique with the Dremel. And the tool is these little micro pads from High Tech. I'll have a link for these available. These are smoothing discs from High Tech, and they are the same smoothing discs that you can get for like a flat lab. You can get them in different grits, and they also come in a set. So I'm going to start with 325. I've shaped it pretty well with the diamond burr, the 300 grit diamond burr. So now I'm going to work on the polish. So these polishing discs really need to be wet, fully wet while you're doing the polishing. Otherwise they grind down and you lose the polishing pad pretty quickly. So I've set up a little drip system that I'm going to work under, and just keep it dripping as I work on this. So these say to use between 3,000 and 5,000 RPM. They're relatively slow, and you could almost mount the Dremel on something and move the stone. We want to make sure it's all smoothed out. And although you're working on it wet, it's often easier to see any lines of abrasion when it's dry. So in a second I will pause and dry it and see how it looks. But I'm confident I've gotten the whole thing. Still have quite a lot of abrasion lines, especially on this side. starting to see shine to it. So now this one was $3.25, and we've got we've got 600 red discs, and we've got 1200, and we've got 3000. So we just do that same process for each of those steps. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then I will come back. So I've been working on the 600 grit and getting a nice shine to it, and like any cab, you want to work it down until you pretty much don't see any scratches on it. But I wanted to point out one thing, and you see this in other stones as well. You can see that there's dark and light bands in the matrix, and actually some opal within the light bands, and they are different hardnesses. The dark part is a lot harder than the light part, and as a result they polish differently. And one of the advantages of using the Dremel is that you can really focus on one area rather than the whole surface. So work that down basically to get a nice shine, and we'll go to the 1200 grit and then the 3000. So I've polished this down to the 3000 grit, and you can see it's taken a pretty nice shine, and look at this color. Color has really started to pop in the sections where there's opal. So I could do this a little bit more, especially up here, but that's pretty much it. Once you get to this point, it's just like cabbing any other cab. One trick that I learned with cabbing is with the back, unless you are planning to have some kind of cab where the back will be exposed, you would only lightly polish it. I haven't really polished it at all yet, but you would only polish it to like 600 grit. And the reason for that is that it helps to distinguish that your cab is handmade and not mass machine produced, because with the machines they evenly polish all surfaces. So that is a cabochon of Koroit Boulder Opal with some pattern to it, and there are opals that have more of the crackle pattern than this one ended up having, but it makes a nice example. So in the description of the video you will see a link to my website that has these smoothing discs available. You can get them as a set. These came as a set with 4 different grits and 4 of the holders, and you can get them in different sizes as well. So these are relatively small, 1/2 inch. You can get them up to 1 inch in diameter.